Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another episode of Yolanda Motivates. I am Yolanda Cooper with YoMotivates, and I am so excited you have joined us again for another conversation on how we can not just be alive, but how we can live. I am so ecstatic, you all. I have a very special guest today. This beautiful queen right here is Miss Priscilla Collins. She is actually my cousin. I have to be transparent, but she is more than a cousin. She's a friend. She's a prayer partner. I just love her dearly, and I am so excited that she has decided to join us. We're going to talk a lot today about how we can just leverage things. And so it's going to be some great conversation. I'm so glad you joined us. Hello, Miss Priscilla.
Good afternoon, soror and cousin.
Yes, we are sorors, the most magnificent Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. So to all our sorors out there, this is a soror here with me. So Priscilla, we're gonna talk a little bit about just having some conversation today about leading and leveraging life. And I like to say all at the same time. Just to give you guys a little background, and she's going to share a little bit about herself. Priscilla's been in education for 29 years. I know she looked like she only like 35, y'all, but
You're too kind. You are too kind.
But she has been in the game for 29 years in education, but she has done so many things with education, which is why I'm excited to have her. She is bringing you greetings all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. She's in a suburb called Beaufort, Georgia. And so, Miss Collins, tell us a little bit about you. Tell us what you do. Tell the audience about my friend, my cousin, Priscilla.
Oh, I would be happy to. Just a little bit about me. I work-wise, I'm an educator. First and foremost, I am an educator, and education is something that has always been near and dear to my heart. I grew up wanting to be a teacher, so I started out as an elementary school teacher, taught grades 3rd grade, kindergarten, and then I moved into administration because, again, my goal was to get into administration. So I was an assistant principal at an elementary school, moved into a principalship for an elementary school, ran that school for about 10 years, and then was called to work at our district office. And so as I came to work at our district office, got into some school improvement, then moved into the human resources, our human capital. It's very important to me that we recruit people into the field of education who have a passion for education. And so I think we do a disservice as educators in that we don't talk up education, how important it is to be a teacher.
Yeah.
Every career comes through a teacher.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important that this career that I call teaching, I feel is one of the best careers that are out there. And so I want to always encourage folks, try education. Because if you don't try education, then
you talk so much with so much passion, Priscilla, and that's why I was so honored to have you as our guest because of the passion. Like I said, we've been together for life, but you've always just had that passion about working with young people, about education and making sure that we are educated. And you can tell just the passion just exudes out of you as you're speaking. Share with us a little bit what you're doing now.
I am currently the deputy superintendent for Gainesville City Schools, and I've been with Gainesville City Schools for 29 years. And so I'm in that role. I have academics and wraparound services, as well as human resources that still continue to fall under my department. So I get to put my hands in a lot of pots and, and help to make policy and do what's right for children and families in our community.
Well, speaking of families, tell us a little bit about your family.
I am married and have been married for 29 years to the love of my life, Naaman Collins. And Naaman and I have one daughter, Karina, who is a freshman at the University of Alabama.
Nice.
She's in their accelerated master's program, and she's doing a master's of public health. Naaman is an Allstate insurance agency owner, and he has been doing that for over 20 years.
Share with us, even in your role, how you're leading. Talk to us a little about your leading style, and how does it help you manage your work, your family, your personal life, then your support for your husband who's running his own business. Share with us a little bit about your leading style and how you manage all of that.
And I think first and foremost, if you go into education, we know then that the first level of leadership is going to be servant leadership. I mean, when you go into education, you are a servant. You are there to create a culture of trust, having an unselfish mindset,
Yeah.
and caring deeply about people and their success. Being able to foster leadership in others, because again, you can't take all of this knowledge with you. So you
That's right.
have to be willing to mentor and just listen to people. So servant leadership, I would say, would probably be my first leadership style. But I think just as a leader, you bring in. There are times when you have to have you have different leadership styles. So there are times when I'm more democratic and, looking at, what's best for the team and getting input for the team. There are times when I've had to be more autocratic. So when there are things where there have been violations of policies and things that we have to make sure that we're managing to keep the organization going and rolling and being true to the organization, our mission. So there are some autocratic things that I have to do. So I think as leaders, I can't really say that I have one particular leadership style, but I'm able to draw from, multiple leadership styles. There are times in our homes that, that same thing that,
Tell me about it.
So whenever it's at work, but then, when you come home, and you're no longer deputy superintendent or principal or teacher, you've got a family to run and so you have to be there for, your spouse, you have to be there for your child, and they want your attention and they deserve your attention.
Come on.
And so
yes.
that's the important time. And so there are times where, my husband, I'm down and he's lifting me up, and he's down and I'm lifting him up. And then we're both there for our daughter, when her happy moments or in her times when she's stressed out because, this person doesn't like me or this person said something about her. And, we have to remind her that, first of all, you are a child of a true and loving God.
Come on
and so
now.
there is nothing
Yes.
that they can say and that, about you that, that is true, as well as telling her every day, you are special, you are loved, you are beautiful. Because if we don't tell her those things, then if she's not hearing that from us, she's going to believe the things that the world is out there saying.
That's right.
And so, we have to make sure that we are encouraging to our kids, to our spouses, because the world will tear them down.
You said lifting up our children and lifting up our spouses and lifting up. How do we lift our own self up? Because you have a lot going on. And you said something that I thought was very powerful. You said we have to have an unselfish mindset. And you said we come home and we pour into our spouse and our children or whoever may be at home with us. How do you pour into yourself? How do you do that?
And sometimes, Yolanda, it is nothing wrong with just being still. Taking that time for yourself. If it's calling a girlfriend, calling a soror, picking up a book that's not about work, picking up a book that you enjoy, going for a walk, looking at what we're putting in our bodies, and so because there are stresses in life. And so sometimes we might forget to eat or, oh my God, in education, we're like, okay, we've got that teacher bladder because we sit there and we hold it. And so we don't take the time to take care of ourselves. Yes. And so that's when it's important to say, you know what? Today it is about me.
Do you use any resources or tools to help you leverage everything?
I would say probably right now, probably the biggest thing that I do use and that, and all of us use it, is technology. Technology has made our lives more manageable in some ways. And then technology has made our lives, a lot less manageable because, we have all of this information coming at us at all times. And so again, it's leveraging, and the resources that I have again are people. And we're no good to anyone if we don't take care of ourselves. And
That's
so if
good.
we're not taking care of
That's
our
good.
mental health, our emotional health, our physical health, taking the time to get those annual doctor's appointments out of the way. Yeah, oh, I'm too busy. I don't have time to go to the doctor. Yes, you do. Because you want to do those preventative measures so that you don't get sick, and so, knowing how to take care of yourself, if I can make an appointment for my child for the doctor, then I darn sure can make an appointment for myself, right? I can make an appointment. And so doing those, just the little things, those are minor things, but so often people tend to forget.
As you know, I used to work at the University of Cincinnati, and I was a academic advisor. And one of the things I would do with my students is when they would say, well, I don't have time to study, I didn't have time to go to class and this and that. I said, create yourself a list of every moment of the day so you can start seeing where is your time going? What is it that you're doing that probably is quote unquote wasting your time? And so I believe even as we are maneuvering this thing called life and trying to leverage everything that we have on, I think a great tool for people to do is start creating yourself a list. If you're saying, where did the time go? We say that all the time. Where did the time go? And so it's important for us to start maybe jotting down, what exactly are you doing? What is it when you get up? What are you doing? Are you wasting time? Because remember, we can't just be alive, people. We have to live. And so I want to make sure that we're doing that as we're leveraging, everything that we have going on all at the same time. Priscilla, it has been a joy speaking with you. I'm telling you, it is so exciting. But before we leave, I do want you to share with us, why is it important for us to be able to lead and leverage? What are the benefits? What can be the results if we don't? Just give us a little bit to take home.
I think it's important, as I stated earlier, for our mental health, our emotional health, and our physical health. It's important that we are able to leverage all of these things and being able to lead, but then also so that we can have a successful personal life, right?
Wow.
And so if we're able to, leverage our time and leverage our resources, the resources that are around us. I think so many times we think we have to do this by ourselves.
Yeah.
And then, we leave others behind. We are not in this alone. I think that's what we have to understand.
It has been a joy. It has been an honor to speak with you. Thank you so much for sharing with the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I hope that you took something away. Put it in the comments. Let us know what you did get out of this conversation. Again, I thank you. I appreciate you. Remember, as you walk each and every day, no matter what you're leveraging, remember, I need you to be living and not just alive. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe, so you will get a notice every time we have another great conversation like this. Take care. Appreciate you all. And I'm looking forward to seeing how you are living.